After donating my kidney to my brother, he threw a lavish party. I wasn't invited. When I showed up anyway, he raised a glass and said, "Let's toast to finally being the only alpha in this family." Everyone laughed. I just smiled and walked out, still in my recovery gown, stitches pulling with every step. This morning, he showed up at my door. Crying. Screaming. "Please, I need you again." I didn't slap him. I didn't say a word. Just let the door swing open so he could collapse onto my floor, sobbing, punching at his own thighs like that would bring the pain back into his body instead of mine. You ever watch someone unravel in real time? Not drunk crying. Not sad crying. That animal panic. The kind that makes you realize just how paper-thin a person's pride is. That was my brother, Derek, on his knees, snot bubbling, hands trembling over his designer slacks. He come in his Tesla. Parked sideways across my lawn like it was a driveway in Malibu, not a patch of crabgrass behind a condemned strip mall. "She's gone, man. Chelsea left. She took the baby." His eyes were glassy, red, frantic. The same eyes that had stared through me a week earlier, clinking champagne glasses with people who'd known me since middle school, all of them laughing like my body wasn't still rejecting surgical mesh. I didn't ask who Chelsea was. I didn't say a word. Just walked to the kitchen, poured water into the same mug I'd been using since college, cracked rim, chipped handle, and handed it to him. He flinched like I'd offered poison. "I shouldn't have said what I said," he mumbled, staring into the mug like it might forgive him if he looked sad enough. "But this isn't about Chelsea. It's not even about the kidney. It's about what happened after. See, when you give someone a part of yourself, literally carve out flesh to keep them alive, you expect something. Not gratitude. Not a parade. But maybe, not to be humiliated on day 3 of discharge. He didn't invite me. Didn't even mention the party. I saw it on Instagram. Tagged photos. A rooftop suite. Custom lighting that spelled out new life loading. Open bar. Seafood tower. Live jazz. I thought maybe it's for clients. Maybe it's just business. Then I saw the guest list. Our old scout leader. The guy from our high school band. Even Uncle Ray, who hadn't left his trailer in a decade. Everyone was there. Except me. Still had the hospital bracelet on. Tape over the 4 wound. Fluid bag in the trash, yellow with medication and God knows what else. I showed up anyway. Didn't knock. Just walked in like I still had the right. And that's when he raised the glass. To being the only alpha in this family now. Everyone laughed. They thought it was funny. Even Mom. She clinked her glass to his. No one looked at me. So I walked out. Took the elevator down, one slow level at a time, each jolt reminding me that part of me was gone and nobody noticed. But today? He noticed. Because his life is falling apart. Because the perfect baby with the designer crib and the Pinterest nursery and the matching Instagram account is gone. Chelsea left a note. Said she couldn't raise a child around cruelty masquerading as confidence. He thought she'd come back. But she didn't. Instead, he came here. Begging. Needing something again. And for a second, I almost felt it. That old pull. The duty. The family thing. But then I remembered what I saw on his laptop 2 days after surgery. He'd left it open. I was staying at his place. Still weak. Still doped up. I wasn't snooping, I just wanted Netflix. But there it was. A draft email. Subject line, leverage. The body? Once it's done, I'll control him. People don't bite the hand that gave them a second chance. He'll owe me forever. I closed the laptop. I didn't tell anyone. Not then. So now? Now he's on my floor. Begging for help. And I'm standing over him smiling. Just like he did. Because there's something I didn't mention. The kidney? It's not functioning right. He didn't take care of it. Doctors said it might be rejecting. He needs another. And he came to me. Like it was a faucet I could just turn on. Like my body still owed him more. But this time, I've got something else in me. Not another organ. Just ice. And I'm about to show him what it's like to need someone who's already disappeared. Update 1. I didn't say yes. Didn't say no either. I told him I'd think about it, and the look on his face, that twitch in the corners of his mouth, that microscopic flicker of hope nearly made me laugh out loud. He thought that meant maybe. He thought it meant I still lived in the orbit of his need. He stayed there. On my floor. Not saying much, just muttering these little incoherent phrases. Like he was trying to summon pity from muscle memory. Didn't mean it, was just stress, you know how it gets. Each word felt like it slid from a different version of him, none of them real. A kaleidoscope of manipulation. Then he tried crying again. But the tears didn't come this time. His face was dry. Twisted. Ugly with regret that hadn't been earned. Not grief. Not remorse. Just the panic of a man whose lifeline was cut, realizing no one's reaching to throw it back. Eventually, I helped him up. Yeah, I helped him. Took his arm. Walked him to the door. Watched his designer loafers stumble over the step like he'd never navigated real terrain before. Then I drove him home. Why? Because I wanted to see it. The house. The kingdom he'd built on other people's parts. The glass railings, the digital thermostat, the scent of eucalyptus and false peace. His whole world smelled like curated Instagram wellness. Every surface wiped of consequence. Except for the nursery. It was empty. I didn't even have to go in. I saw it through the hallway mirror. Crib stripped. Toys packed in a bin. Diaper bag gone. He hadn't even touched it. Like she'd vanished and he couldn't bear to move through the vacuum. I left him there. Didn't say a word. Didn't look back. But the second I got to my car, I dialed Chelsea. I found her number in an old group chat. She hadn't changed it. Still had the same initials in her profile pic. The same side-glance smile. I messaged her once. Simple. You don't owe me anything. But if you want the truth about him, about what he said, what he planned, I'm here. She called in under 10 minutes. No hesitation. And Chelsea? She's not quiet. She's controlled. That's worse. That's scarier. Because she's not reacting. She's recording. Archiving. She's got the kind of anger that doesn't come with screaming, it comes with documentation. We talked for an hour. She told me everything. About the way he handled the baby. How he'd flinch when the kid cried. Said things like that noise better not become a personality trait. How he stormed out for a weekend because Chelsea asked if they could switch to cloth diapers. Then she told me about the donor. The other one. I didn't know about that. Some 25-year-old finance grad from Rhode Island. Met Derek on LinkedIn. Hero worshipped him. Wanted in on the firm. Derek offered a deal. Said if he passed the screening, they'd make room at the partner table. The guy made it to stage 2. Failed on protein markers. Too much risk. So guess who was next? Guess who was always plan B? I asked her why she left. She said it wasn't the rage. Not even the manipulation. It was what she found on his work computer. He had a folder. Not labeled. Just a dot. Hidden in the bottom corner. Inside were notes. Audio files. Clips of conversations he'd recorded with her, with me, with clients. Each one annotated. Use in case of PR issue. Blackmail leverage hold for Q4 restructure. My audio file was from the day after surgery. You could hear the 4 beeping. Me asking for help to get to the bathroom. And Derek laughing. He sent that clip to someone else attached with a caption. Hero or hostage? LOL. That's when she packed the baby and ran. I didn't blame her. Not then. Not now. We agreed on something, Chelsea and I. We're going to destroy the myth of him. Piece by piece. No courtroom drama. No viral revenge. Just quiet collapse. You know what I did first? I leaked that audio clip. Not online. To his investors. To the guy funding their expansion in Seattle. To the woman who runs their biggest account in London who has a very public zero tolerance for abuse platform. I didn't sign the email. Didn't leave a trail. But the fallout? Immediate. For meetings canceled. One public statement about reevaluating partnerships. His LinkedIn bio went dark the next morning. He doesn't know it's me. Not yet. And that's the part I'm savoring. Because he still thinks this is about organs. About guilt. About redemption. But it's not. It's about the ecosystem. The architecture of power he built from people like me, quiet ones. Soft ones. Givers. He carved status out of other people's generosity. And now? That architecture is rotting. From the inside. Chelsea sent me a text this morning. It was a screenshot of Derek's bank statement. Someone forwarded it. No context. Just numbers. Looks like he's liquidating. Fast. Trying to hold on before the second wave hits. Because there's a second wave. I've got files. Chelsea's got receipts. There are others. Old assistants. A former intern he fired for being too emotional. Turns out we're a network now. And he's not ready. He never learned to survive the quiet kind of storm. Only knew how to ride the spotlight. Let's see how he handles the dark. Update 2. He used to drown my action figures. That's the first memory I ever flinched from. Not because it was violent, but because of how casually he did it. I was 6. He was 9. I'd saved up cereal box points for this limited edition water rescue Batman. Took me months. We didn't have money for toys, not really. Mom would buy these off-brand knockoffs, the ones with weird eyes and paint that rubbed off after a day. But this one was mine. I opened the box like it was sacred. Took it outside with the garden hose and a cereal bowl. Pretended Batman was rescuing people from floods. Derek walked up. Didn't say a word. Just knelt down, picked up Batman by the cape and held him under the water until bubbles stopped rising from the jointed legs. Then he dropped the toy in the mud, wiped his hands on my shirt and walked away. Later, when I told Mom, she didn't even look up from her crossword. Boys will be boys. That phrase followed me like a ghost. Especially when Derek learned how to smile in public. He got good at it, too good. Teachers adored him. Coaches called him tenacious. He'd cheat at board games, trip kids during relay races, tell me to shut up through clenched teeth when we were in the back seat and he didn't want me talking. But the second adults were near? Charming. Helpful. Gifted. And me? Shy. Overweight. Bookish. I cried when the goldfish died and Derek told everyone at school I had a grief disorder. Told the bus driver I needed a helmet. It became a game. How close he could get to hurting me without leaving a mark. Once he replaced my allergy meds with Tic Tacs. I ended up wheezing on the kitchen floor, blue in the lips. Mom blamed seasonal dust. Derek blamed me. Should have noticed the difference, he said with a shrug. He got his first car at 16. I still remember the color, silver Civic, sunroof, stick shift. Dad signed the papers and handed Derek the keys like he was passing down a crown. That night, Derek ran over my bike. Didn't even pretend it was an accident. Just left it in pieces in the driveway. I asked why. He said, because I could. I used to lie awake at night wondering if I was adopted. If maybe I wasn't really part of this family. Because how else do you explain growing up in the same house but on completely different planets? He'd throw parties. I'd cover my ears with pillows. He'd win debates. I'd get cut from the spelling bee. He broke things. I fixed them. He got attention. I got asked to stay quiet. Let your brother speak. Let your brother go first. Your brother just has a stronger personality. They fed him steak and gave me leftovers. Bought him cologne and told me to figure out hygiene. His trophies covered the living room. My art projects ended up as bookmarks or fire starter. And the worst part? I still loved him. Even after the Batman. The meds. The bike. Because that's what trauma does when it's shaped like family. It convinces you that survival equals submission. That if you're just good enough, they'll stop seeing you as disposable. So I gave him my kidney. I gave him one more chance to prove me wrong. Instead, he proved every scar I never showed was just the preface. This morning, I got a text from an old classmate, someone I haven't spoken to in years. Hey, is it true Derek's firm is under investigation? Attached was a Reddit thread. Anonymous whistleblower post. Details about internal harassment. Misappropriation of funds. NDAs. Unethical leveraging of medical conditions. Someone even posted a screenshot of the leverage email. No names. But enough context. Enough noise to start the avalanche. Derek's name isn't trending yet, but it will be. And when it does, I won't need to say anything. I'll just watch. Because for the first time in our lives, he's choking on the silence he used to weaponize. And I'm the one above water. Update 3. There's this thing that happens when you stare at a person long enough, really stare without talking. Without moving. Without reacting. It's like time folds in on itself and you finally see what they've always been underneath the posture and perfume and curated facial expressions. That's what I saw last night. Derek. Alone. On my porch. In a hoodie too clean to be his. Reeking of borrowed cologne and desperation. He didn't knock. Just sat on the top step with a manila envelope on his lap, hands trembling like he wasn't sure if it was cold or just guilt finally coming to collect. He waited for an hour. I watched from the upstairs window. Didn't feel pity. Didn't feel triumph. Just a strange hollow click inside me. Like the end of a chapter you've been waiting years to turn. The kind of closure they never show you in movies because it's too quiet. Too unsatisfying. Eventually, I opened the door. Didn't invite him in. Just stood in the frame. Let him see the line he couldn't cross. I need you to read this, he said, holding up the envelope like a white flag soaked in shame. I didn't take it. Why? Because his voice cracked. I know what's coming. And you deserve to see everything before it gets worse. I waited. Let the silence bend him a little more. Then he stood, dropped the envelope at my feet, and walked back into the dark. No speech. No tears. Just retreat. I didn't open it right away. I made coffee. Fed my cat. Answered 2 emails. Then I sat on the floor, envelope in my lap, and peeled it open like a scab. Inside? A USB drive. A printed letter. 3 photos. The photos came first. 1, me on the hospital bed, still drowsy from anesthesia. Derek in the background, taking a selfie with a thumbs up. 2, the party. Rooftop. Champagne tower. A zoomed-in shot of the exact moment he toasted to being the only alpha. 3, Chelsea and the baby smiling. Date stamped a week before she left. The letter? Typed. For pages. A confession, more or less. Derek admitted everything. How he never planned to include me in the party. How he'd used the surgery to win investors. How the firm's biggest donor signed a new round of funding after the operation, impressed by the family loyalty and brand narrative. He called me an asset. Said he never thought of me as a real person, just a constant. A shadow that followed him around and made him look brighter by comparison. Then came the turn. Page 3. That's where the cracks formed. He wrote about watching Chelsea pack her things. Said she didn't scream or cry. Just folded clothes with military precision. Fed the baby. Left a note. No goodbye. Just a list of what not to feed the child and when to change the car seat position. He said the silence afterward was worse than any fight. Said he kept walking into rooms expecting to hear her humming, only to remember she wasn't there anymore. Then page 4. This part 1 didn't expect. He wrote about me. Not the way he'd always spoken about me, weak, disposable, naive. But differently. He said I was the one person who never tried to beat him. Said I made it easy to win because I never kept score. And that scared him. Because if someone that's selfless could walk away, it meant none of his victories were real. None of it counted. He closed with one line. I know you won't forgive me. That's not what this is. I just wanted someone to see me before I disappeared. Then there was the USB. I plugged it in. It was a video. Him in the same hoodie speaking directly to the camera. Behind him, his office empty, bare walls, boxes stacked. He looked older. More brittle. I'm stepping down, he said. Effective immediately. The board asked me to make it look voluntary. I agreed. Save space for everyone. But it's not just that. He paused. Took a deep breath. I've started giving the money back. My eyes narrowed. Donors. Partners. The marketing firm. Everyone who signed deals off the alpha narrative. I'm not keeping their dirty money. There it was. That phrase. That guilt. I'm not asking for applause. I I didn't know how deep I'd sunk until I saw the baby's eyes and realized he looked scared of me. Another pause. Then, if anything happens to me, I want you to have the rights to the foundation. The one we built in Mom's name. You'll find the transfer forms in your email. I didn't check. Not yet. Didn't need to. Because right then, watching him on screen, barely holding himself together, not out of pity, but because for the first time he actually saw the damage, I understood something. He wasn't asking for a second chance. He was surrendering. It didn't make anything better. Didn't erase the years? Didn't give me back my childhood or my bike or Batman or the way I used to flinch when someone raised their voice. But it did something else. It broke the cycle. Because Derek? He's gone. Not dead. Just gone. Vanished from social media. Deleted his accounts. Chelsea said he left town. Said he signed over parental rights without a fight. She said the baby sleeps better now. I asked if she'd ever forgive him. She didn't answer. Just said she sleeps better too. As for me, I'm not angry anymore. I'm tired. But it's a clean kind of tired. The kind that settles into your bones when you finally set down a weight you didn't realize you were carrying. I still get calls from journalists. Still see threads about the brother who walked away. They want interviews. Want a quote. Want to know how it feels to win. But there is no winning in a story like this. Just silence. And that silence? It's enough. For now. Epilogue. I kept the kidney journal. The one the transplant coordinator gave me. They said it helps to track your thoughts. I only wrote one entry. Day 4, I gave him life. Again. And he used it to bury me deeper. But maybe if I survive this, I'll finally stop digging graves for people who never brought shovels. I never wrote another line. Didn't need to. The rest? You just lived it. Thanks for watching.